go. Come on, something. Come on. Ah! Swing and a miss.
There's a lot of spun.
Don't throw it wide.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
AAA's reigning champ has made the seamless transition to Super Mega Baseball's brightest stage. Corruptionz, the Reaper, looks to claw his way to a top seed ahead of Season 10's final week. In his way stands a fellow rookie, a surprise slugger with an inspiring path of improvement. Webb enters his most crucial set of the season with his playoff life on the line. The Pawtucket Prowlers engage the Mountain View Melonheads. This is Match of the Week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the XBL, the Cross-Platform Baseball League. I'm Floribel, your play-by-play announcer, and with me on color is Weaver for Prez. Weaver, really quickly here, I just wanted to congratulate you on being the first 90 Ego team to complete all of your games for Season 10. Your crazies are looking toward the playoffs. Another winning season is under your belt, and you're sitting at a magic number of just 1. You need one more team to fall to 18 losses in order to clinch that postseason berth.
Thank you, Floribel. Happy to be back here in the booth with you. It was a fun season. Absolutely loved it. And you're right. Talking about magic numbers, this playoff picture has only 7 days to lock itself in place. There's a lot of ways that this thing can go. And our two players tonight are right in the thick of it. corruptionz, he's in this for prime seeding. He's looking to maybe sneak into a top 4 and get a bye week. If not, he can at least maybe find that 5th or 6th seed and get a very favorable matchup, presumably, in the first round. Whereas Webb is on the outside looking in. He, if I'm not mistaken, right now is in the standings is 13th. I am correct. The top 12 make the playoffs. And with no hummus having just picked up a huge win mere seconds ago versus Jam Paladin and improving his record, Webb here comes into tonight a little bit desperate if he wants to make the postseason dance.
Honestly, for Webb, he really needs to pick up as many games as he can, and to me, that means winning out. He only has 4 games left to play. 2 of them right now are going to be against corruptionz and those Pawtucket Prowlers. Both of these teams playing for huge playoff implications here tonight. They're going to be laying it all on the line, and for Webb, he's going to need to turn things around. He has been very streaky this season. All of his, he had a stretch where he won a game, lost a bunch of games, won a ton of games in a row, and is now on, I believe, an 11-loss skid. So he has been very streaky, and he needs it to shift towards his favor in these last 4 games if he wants a shot at the playoffs. He definitely can do it. He has the stuff, but it's going to have to come against a very accomplished team. One, like you said, that is looking at a top 4 seeding.
Yeah, corruptionz. He's the reigning AAA champion. He made quick work of Pizza Volcano, the runner-up in Season 9 of the AAA. A fantastic hitter, and the skills have, in my opinion, completely transferred here onto 90 Ego, up from 80 Ego batting in the playoff or in the regular season for AAA. They did bat on 83 in the playoffs, but now on 90, he's ripping the ball. He's patient. He's taking his walks. He's finding some power. Remember, corruptionz always historically was a contact only hitter. It was only in the Season 9 playoffs he began to power swing. That has also transferred, and it's showing in his stats. So a very formidable opponent for Webb. Like you said, he needs wins. He needs them bad.
Going to be interesting to see which of these 2 teams is able to come out on top in this series. But like we said, it looks like corruptionz is going to have a bit of an edge coming in. But will that fire be enough to propel Webb to getting a much-needed sweep? I'm not sure if a split will do much good for Webb at this point, especially like you said, no hummus winning just a few minutes ago against Jam Paladin. Between these 2 teams, what do you think is going to be one of these keys in order to come out ahead?
Well, I look straight to that third key, actually. Clean, late games. These are 2 players with a lot of fire in the late innings. corruptionz, probably, in my mind, maybe the most famous, I don't know what adjective you'd use, most incredible comeback we saw in the playoff history, at least of the last 3 seasons, a.k.a. the cross-platform era of this league. Down, I want to say, 8 runs or so in the 9th inning in the semifinals versus Kekayula. He came back to take that lead on a grand slam. It was incredible to watch, to commentate, and he's done similar things to that as well. He is a comeback artist. He never gives up, and the same can be said of Webb. A very strong mental game played by the Melonheads. He never really gets too down on himself, and we've seen some great comebacks from him. There was one, I believe, last week versus Ted Danson, where he was down 5 or so going into the 9th. He ended up losing that game after he had tied it, but it was still an incredible, valiant effort. These guys, if they want to beat each other, they need to keep their composure on the mound in the late innings.
It's going to be an interesting battle, to say the least. Obviously, if you look at the numbers on paper, it looks like it definitely favors corruptionz. However, I said that in the last series that we had here just a few minutes, I should say about an hour ago, that it started between M. Bennings And Goldfinger, where I said M. Bennings on paper had the advantage. Goldfinger walked away with the sweep. Could we see a similar upset here on our XBL match of the week between Webb and corruptionz? Pawtucket Prowlers taking on the Mountain View Melonheads. We're going to get game 1 of this match of the week underway in just a few moments. Stay with us. And we are loading into Motor Yard, where corruptionz and the Prowlers will have home field advantage here for game number 1. We can see here that the Prowlers, that is correct. They are 17-7, so they still have 10 games left to play this season. That's 5 series. Webb, however, running out of time to try and make that postseason run. 4 games left to be played, including these 2 versus the Prowlers. They also have to play Flash and the Flashertons. That will happen next week. Here we go. However, to start off this match of the week, Ernie Steele in the batter's box facing down Pedro Martinez. 5-pitch arsenal, 3 fastballs, the changeup and the curve. First heater in there for a strike, and that is how this ball game gets started.
Yeah, and this is the ace of the Prowlers squad, and it's a sign of respect towards Webb, of course, who actually has the third best home run total in the XBL this season.
He has been mashing dingers, and he's going to need more than just a few in order to overcome this dominant Prowlers offense tonight. That won't do it. Chasing out of the zone, swinging and missing for the strikeout. Out number 1 brings up Reese Worthington against Martinez. Martinez taking his time, delivers, misses a bit outside. Martinez with a 2.86 ERA, 138 whip, 21 strikeouts on the season. The 1-0 catches the outside corner. Great curveball there on the outside part of the plate. Worthington with a 2.44 average. Rips at that one. Well timed at 98 power, and that's going to be sent up the middle. A 1-out single for the for the Melonheads. Brings up Dmitry Petrovich. Righty on righty action here. Good amount of speed there on first base for the Melonheads. Swings at 99 power, well timed, but it's off the plate. He goes for 2, safe at second, on to first in time. The runner's slow out of the box.
Yeah, I think that hitter had league minimum speed there, which is 30. So corruptionz, I don't think that was totally the plan. He definitely wanted the double play, but still safe enough to get the out at first.
In comes Kawaguchi, the cleanup batter, and with that runner now on second base, RBI man is activated for the center fielder. 8 homers on the season for the cleanup batter. We'll see what Martinez does here. The 1-1 catches the lower part of the zone for a strike. A good pitch there. The 1-2 misses outside. Good hold there from Kawaguchi. The 2-2 swung on. It was a strike. Had to swing at it, but just got under it with the reticle. Be lifted into left field. Hagrid makes the catch, and that is out number 3. We head to the bottom of the first.
Yeah, he just missed that. He timed for the fastball. He got 86 power on the charge up, on the power swing, got a fastball up and away, like you said, just missed low with the reticle. And one thing we're definitely seeing in that first inning, if you watch a lot of corruptionz games, you know he's a very deliberate worker on the mound. He takes his time. He knows he always wants to think through his pitch before he throws it, which is in contrast to the majority of the league, which, like myself, likes to pitch very fast.
And you can see right here with Webb acting fast as well, in sharp contrast to corruptionz more slow pitching style. These pitches getting out of the hand of Stephanie Morgan on the mound for the Melonheads. Good take there, brings the count to 2-2. Swings at that one, drilled towards the gap in right field, but it's going to hang up for Kawaguchi to get there. Makes the catch, 1 out, a runner on first. Brings up Lil Stronglegs, batting .367, having a very good season there.
And we're going to see a lot of great takes from corruptionz. He has an excellent eye, probably the best outside of course, the usual suspects at the top of the food chain, yourself, Ashnod, Luke, etc. But he has a very good eye, and that's really how he's able to hit for such a high average, is he doesn't swing a whole lot out of the zone. The 2 singles he's had in this inning have been picture perfect.
And having a good eye is one thing, but also having the ability to catch up with the speed, especially for the high velo pitcher like Stephanie Morgan here, on 90 ego is another thing entirely. corruptionz is able to put the 2 and 2 together most of the times. However, that changeup grounded towards third, on to second, the throw to first, the double play, and the Melonheads get out of the jam.
Yeah, that was a big, tough hitter at the plate in a big situation. That changeup maybe fooled corruptionz a little bit. He'd mostly been seeing firm pitches, fastballs. Oh, that's a tough dive. 22%.
22% miss odds there. Just didn't have the fielding to come up with it. A leadoff single on the hard hit infield shot by the Melonheads. Not a lot of speed on the bag at first, but Mikey Thomas batting .237 with 3 homers to his name. Swings at the breaking ball, but it's grounded right towards Saxophone. The throw to Anburn, out at second, on to first. Another double play here in this early game. This time goes in favor of the Prowlers. 2 outs, nobody on.
Yeah, and that's the result you want out of the curveball. When you're throwing to a pure power hitter such as Webb, you want either that firm ground ball to one of your middle infielders, or you're trying to get them to fly out somewhere in the middle outfield. So well executed there from corruptionz.
That one belted to deep right field, but it's gonna go foul. That one had the distance, and you can see with these batters and these kinds of swings that Webb can get off. You can understand why he has such a good home run record this season.
Yeah, his lineup is stacked with power, top to bottom. There really isn't a weak link. It's made up for with some of the poor speed totals in this lineup. It is not a fast team. But one thing you will see from Webb is slugging.
And that one, however, not slugged at all, high and outside. Weak contact lifted on the infield, and that'll end the inning. We head to the bottom of the second. Prowlers back up to bat. And just going back for a second, on the change this season, as that one is hit foul, 2 bars and what you can and can't do with them. Players have 20 bars in which to build their team with their different stats, the 6 different base attributes. Power, contact, speed, defense. As that one is swung on and missed on the inside change him, got him swinging. Rotation and bullpen. And this season, there was a limit to how much you could use your power in. And with Webb's stats on power, like I have to say, that looks like one of the most powerful teams that in this 4-bar power era.
Yeah, it comes at the expense of 2 things. One is his bench. His bench is not very formidable, which obviously you take the starting. That's 2 strikeouts in a row on a great hitter. Got to give credit to Webb. But you certainly have to choose your lineup over your bench in most cases. The other thing is it's going to come at the cost of speed. There's certain thresholds and totals you have to meet and adhere to in the starting lineup. And if you kind of tank the speed a little bit, it gives you more breathing room as far as power goes. And so, like I said, we're not going to see a whole lot of Webb stealing and beating out close plays.
corruptionz drills that one to deep right field, but it will die in front of the tall wall of Motor Yard's right field. Steele makes the grab for out number 3. 891 batters due up here for Webb and the Melonheads. Pete Wheeler stepping up in the 8-hole, 238 average with 4 homers on the season. Has that whiffer trait, will try to avoid a 2-strike count. First pitch misses a bit high. Good breaking ball, just couldn't get the position he wanted there from corruptionz. That one right down the middle, but a bit mistimed there. And the reticle placement just a bit off, grounded to the shortstop, throws to first for out number 1. Up to bat now, the locked-in Stephanie Morgan, low and inside, more action for Saxophone, throws it to first, that's out number 2, too quickly away.
Yeah, we're seeing just misses by a hair as far as reticle placement goes, and that's a bit in line with what we saw out of Webb on opening day. If you'll remember, he played no hummus in a thriller extra innings at Sakura Hills. And we were, if I remember correctly, we were saying the same sorts of things about Webb and how he was just missing, just maybe nerves, et cetera, et cetera. But then he really figured it out and started mashing halfway through that game.
And that one wasn't good contact either, but it was just enough to get over the leaping glove of the third baseman. Brings Pedro Martinez back down to neutral mojo. He was locked in for that at bat. But a 2-out runner aboard here for the Melonheads. That one low and inside. We can see corruptionz targeting that low and inside repeatedly early on here, getting him to chase at it. And it will be a ground out to end the inning. 8-9-1 batters now due up for the Prowlers in this scoreless game. Bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, Webb very aggressive, and corruptionz clearly aggressive as well as he swings at the first pitch. But that is sort of the Achilles heel at the plate for the Melonheads. They have the tendency to swing a little bit too much. That looked like an unfortunate lag pitch.
Yeah, especially it doesn't seem like much, the first pitch of the inning. But when you want that strike and it gets called a ball, falling behind in the count, especially against a hitter as seasoned as corruptionz is, maybe not seasoned in this 90 ego, but definitely very alert, still able to get the count to 2-2, and a perfectly placed changeup got him waving. Good job from Webb there to combat the lag pitch and get back into that at bat.
Yeah, and 3 strikeouts in the last 4 batters. Granted, that was the pitcher, but as we see all the time when we're casting these games, when top hitters are playing, and corruptionz in my mind is certainly a top hitter, at least somewhere in the top 6 or so. The pitchers, they do reach base often, so a big strikeout, but followed by a 4-pitch walk, I think.
Yep, Stephanie Morgan just unable to find the corners there on those first 3 pitches. Tried to put one in the zone, but the pitch went wild and missed low. So a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff batter, Hagrid. Brings up Savvy Sweets. Count evened up here at 1-1. We'll see if Morgan can get this job done. Ooh, that one misses just a bit outside. Change up on the outside part of the plate is drilled up the middle. Good hit there from corruptionz. First and second here with 2 outs. Maybe some 2-out magic for the Prowlers with the top of their lineup. Little strong legs batting third.
Yeah, corruptionz one of those guys that is not afraid to well, certainly not afraid, but he's certainly capable of rallying with 2 outs. It is one of his fortes.
Change up over the plate. That's what he drilled before. And again, drilled towards Steele. He's going to have to hurry to throw home. The throw will not be in time. The Prowlers strike first. Single after single. And the Prowlers have runners on the corners. A 1-run lead here in the bottom of the third. And the RBI man up to bat.
And corruptionz almost kind of reminiscent of top player this season, Ted Danson, where if he gets in a groove, look out, because it's hard to stop him.
Morgan finally ahead in the count here, 1-2. That cutter hangs over the plate, but drilled right into the glove of Wheeler. It was a good placed cutter, was in the strike zone, but right on that corner. Got him to line out to the second baseman. But the Prowlers strike first with a big run. Webb trails, going to try to cut into that lead. 3, 4, 5 batters due up.
Yeah, but for the Melonheads, the way they play the game, 1 run, in my mind, pretty insignificant. I'm sure Webb feels the same. He is as capable as just about anyone as launching a solo shot with, like we said, this incredibly stacked lineup.
I want a first pitch ground out. Boosts the starting pitcher Martinez back up to locked in mojo. He was there for 1 batter earlier in the game. Webb was able to knock him right back down to neutral. He's going to have Kawaguchi do this as that one is lined hard. But again, right at Anburn, who throws it to Frostick for out number 2. Up steps Pablo Sanchez, gets a little boost here. Power versus righties. Against the locked-in Martinez. First pitch of the at-bat misses outside with the heat. The 1-0 from Martinez. Catches the inside corner. Good cutter right there. The 1-1 to Sanchez is roped towards left field. Is it going to get down? No, it's going to hang up into the glove of Hagrid. So 3 hard-hit balls there from Webb, but they all go for outs. The Prowlers looking to extend their lead.
Yeah, and only 32 pitches for Pedro Martinez, and he is locked in, so it could be a long while before we see that velocity, which is ever important, start to tick down.
That changeup could have gone anywhere from Morgan and ended up being right over the plate, but she gets away with it. The 1-1. Swung on and roped in towards Worthington. Did not need to leap. Did hit the leaping button. And so it gets by him all the way to the wall instead of an out. It is a leadoff double there for the Prowlers.
Yeah, we've all been there. That's one of those unfortunate plays where you're just not quite sure if you need to jump, so you think you're doing the safe thing by jumping for it. Instead, it was low enough that he didn't need to, so it sails into the left center field gap. Looking good for the Prowlers here to add on.
Morgan gets ahead in the count here. The 1-2 to Dawzall's taken inside. Good job there from corruptionz, laying off of that inside two-seamer. That is usually something, a pitch, those inside cutters and two-seamers, depending on where you're facing the pitcher. That changeup is hammered foul. Can definitely mess up players that are moving from, a lower ego into the higher ones, but corruptionz has been able to deal with those pitches very well. In fact, if his batting average is not something to indicate theirs. That cutter off the plate is hit towards the gap in right field. Steele's going to try to cut it off. He will. The runner's still going to be able to get to second. The throw is not in time. That's an RBI double for the Prowlers. 2-0 they lead.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty great play from Webb to cut that off with his right fielder. It's probably going to be a double either way. Maybe he saves the triple. But with no outs, the wheels keep turning here for the Prowlers.
Still no double play opportunity with both of these runners having been in scoring position. The 2-1 high misses, and Prowlers not swinging at anything outside of the strike zone. The high heater is weak contact, but it's going far, going deep. Steele's going to try to make a dive for it. Oh, is he okay after that?
Yeah, right into that wall. Got to check on him.
Brushes himself off. He looks like he's fine. The payoff pitch. Two-seamer right on the corner, but corruptionz does not miss it. Hits it into right field. That is a single. Runner trying to go for second. The throw to second is in time. Heads up throw there from Webb by the catcher to get him out at second. A risky send there by the Prowlers.
Yeah, risky indeed. That kind of opens the door here for the Melonheads to figure a way out of this. The 8 and the 9 hitters coming up. Needs something like a shallow pop-up or maybe even a strikeout here.
Maybe even a walk and a ground out induce. However, he's not going to be intentionally walking and burn, it looks like. The count even up at 2-2. The fastball swung on and fouled. Runner on third with one out here for the Prowlers. The low changeup. Strike 3 called. Got him looking.
There is that strikeout now. It has to be Pedro, who, like we said, there's always the possibility of these good hitters reaching base with the pitcher, but it's certainly, odds in favor of the pitcher on the mound.
That changeup is driven foul into the seats. 1-1, two-seamer off the plate. corruptionz takes it. Very good at not chasing much outside of the zone. He got frozen by that changeup in the zone as that was hammered foul. But not really swinging. He's going to go for that changeup again. This time corruptionz swings at it, protects the plate, sends it foul. Martinez locked in at the plate. The 2-2 is hammered. Foul again. A battle here with Morgan on the mound. 75 pitches thrown here in the bottom of the fourth, and that one misses. The payoff pitch, the low heat, swung on and miss. And Webb is able to get out of it with only allowing 1 run that inning. But his pitcher looking tired out there on the mound. This game currently in favor of the Prowlers.
Yeah, but I think Webb will take just the 4 innings out of Stephanie Morgan. This is a 2-bar starting rotation that he has constructed. He'll be happy to go to his pen. He's got 3 reliable arms in Ekman, Del Vecchio, and of course the great Ricky Johnson. So we should see one of them next inning, I would think.
Ricky Johnson, of course, an absolute legend and match of the week there in the beginning of the season. We'll see if he makes an appearance tonight. Martinez locked in on the mound for the Prowlers. Only 35 pitches thrown. That one low and inside. That has been the bread and butter for the Prowlers so far this game. Gets him to ground out there. Ahmed Khan, just a hair under 300 average this year on the season. 7 homers and 16 ribbies for the tough out catcher. First pitch misses low and away. Martinez delivers the 1-0, catches the high outside corner, strike 1. 3 fastballs, really doing work for Martinez. We haven't seen much of the off speed. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Weaver. Goes with a curveball there, but misses high and inside.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing, and I think that's the right call when the velo on your pitcher is just as good as it is currently.
And once again, gets into the middle of that count, throws that low and inside pitch, induces the ground out. That is what corruptionz has been excelling at. I think seeing that low and inside is really working. Webb has been chasing it a lot this game. And 2 outs, nobody on, keeping this explosive Melonheads offense where it is. That one misses well inside. Wheeler does not swing at it.
And it's not too surprising. corruptionz in Season 8 was not one of the better pitchers. That's probably the best ball Webb has hit all night, and it's an even better play. Wow.
Dossall laying out for that one in right field to make the catch, keeping the Melonheads off of the bases. 1, 2, 3 batters now due up for the Prowlers, and decision time here for Webb and the Melonheads with the pitcher spot due up in the next inning. Morgan's day will be done, it looks like. Eyeing Tony Del Vecchio in the bullpen, and here he comes, the lefty reliever. 4-seamer cutter, changeup curve. First pitch misses low.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. A lot of people would be tempted to leave the starter in there and just say, oh, we'll wait until you let a base runner on. But with a batter as formidable as corruptionz and that velo really starting to become non-threatening, I think you got to go to the pen. But that's the second walk of the game for Mr. Hagrid.
Yeah, corruptionz with a really good eye. He's just not chasing anything out of the zone, waiting for his pitch that just isn't happening. And it is the same story here for Webb, just unable to land those locations pitching-wise. It's been trouble for him this whole game, and I think throughout the season it's been a rough thing for him. As that cutter finds a good location, gets him to jam it, lifted to steal for out number 1.
Yeah, the pitching has been the problem for Webb. The hitting numbers have been great, like we've been saying. Third best home run total. It kind of makes him this season's version of Finite Provision, who just missed the playoffs by a game last season. Webb looking to be a similar story. Great hitter, tough pitching.
That curveball stealing on it. I think if it's any other pitch in this arsenal other than the changeup, if that's a fastball, he's out for sure. So a good pitch there for corruptionz to get that steal on. Takes away the double play, works this count to full. BB Prone activates for Del Vecchio, and swung on and missed. Overpowered him with the 100-mile-per-hour heater.
Yeah, just trusting the gas there. That's why you go to the pen. You want that big velo. Del Vecchio has it. Just missed on the back door there.
Del Vecchio goes with the curveball low, doesn't chase. 2 outs, a runner on second for Saxophone. And Del Vecchio just can't find the zone. Gonna try to get in there with the 3-0. Takes it. It's a strike. The 3-1 curveball in the zone, and that one is hammered. It's going to go foul. Sanchez is going to watch it go. Sanchez might have had a play on it, although it did sail over the fence, just kind of watching it go. Oh. Strike 3 called. A beautiful curveball on the outside part of the plate. Webb gets out of another jam. 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Melonheads. Del Vecchio will be staying in.
That was a brilliant pitch. He'd been going with the fastball changeup combination mostly, and he busts out that curve up and away. That can be nasty, and it was there.
Prowlers with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Martinez is cruising along, only 44 pitches thrown here as the late game begins. We'll see if he can get through this 6th inning in the top of the Prowlers lineup that will turn over soon. The 2-1 here to Del Vecchio, that low and inside pitch yet again. He timed it well with a 99 power swing, but since it's out of the zone, the best he can do is weak contact. Sails right into the glove of the shortstop. That's out number 1.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that it's the pitcher either with 30 power, of course. It's just a recipe for an out. That's exactly what happened. And corruptionz, like I was saying a couple innings ago, he really has improved his pitching. It's a far cry from what it was in AAA Season 8. He improved it from Season 8 to Season 9, and he's been solid here in his promotion to the XBL.
Ernie Steele behind in the count 1-2, facing down Martinez. That one hung over just a bit in the zone, up and in, and he's able to rip it up the middle. That's a 1-out single for the Melonheads. They have a base runner aboard. Here comes Reese Worthington. 1 for 2 with a single on the day. Good amount of speed there on first. Swing and a miss, chasing outside of the zone is Worthington. The 0-1 is outside. Worthington takes that one. 1-1 from Martinez. Runner takes off, gets a little bit of weak contact. That could be runners at the corners. Dossall throws to third, not in time.
And like we said, this is a slow lineup for the Melonheads, but that leadoff hitter, Blings, I believe his name is, the right fielder, forget his name. That was the player to make it happen with on the hit and run. Plenty of speed to get there in time, and now he has a threat. The tying run's on base.
Petrovic laying off of that low inside pitch. Martinez contemplating his next pitch. That one ripped up the middle. That'll score a run for the Melonheads. An RBI single. Runners at first and second, and the Melonheads now only trail by 1. And the RBI man, Kenny Kawaguchi, at the plate.
Webb looking like he's waking up a bit. If you saw before he ripped that up the middle, he laid off that kryptonite pitch low and in. That would be huge if he can keep doing that.
That one misses high and in. Kawaguchi heading the count here 1-0. Martinez down to neutral. That hanging ball over the zone, crushed to deep center field. Webb was sending all of the runners, thinking that was going to be a home run, but Strong Legs misplays it off of the wall. The runners are confused.
It's chaos.
Going all manners of places. They get the tag out at second. Just mismanaged base running there from Webb. Turns what could have been a huge at bat into, I don't know what to call that, maybe a sac fly in effort. It gets the runner from second to third, but
I think that's somehow a fielder's choice. I don't know, but that's why I recommend base running with the selective button pressing and not the bumpers. That's prime example number 1.
Martinez is out of the game. McSpecialist is in and gets quickly ahead in the count on that foul ball. K-Man activates the 0-2 here to Pablo Sanchez. Misses a bit outside. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here for the Melonheads. High strike, high fastball. Couldn't lay off of it with the swinging strikeout. 103 miles per hour at that ego. What can you do?
Yeah, it's tough to lay off. Obviously a ball to us, but when you're in the heat of the moment, you have 2 strikes. You're looking to defend. That fastball just above the zone can be nasty. It was still a good inning for the Melonheads to erase the shutout, get back in the game. It's still a 1-run game. It's kind of in the hands of the Melonheads bullpen. That was not a good pitch, though.
Yeah, that cutter well over the plate. Corruptionz is not going to miss that one. Rips it up the middle. That's a leadoff single. And Kenzie Dawsall, who made that amazing diving catch earlier in the game, is up to bat. 1 for 2 with a double. First pitch curveball, nice one right there on the top of the zone for a strike. Change up on the outside part of the plate, gets him to lift it to Kawaguchi. In center field, gets underneath it, makes the catch. That's out number 1.
And a big bat neutralized there. So now it'll be up to Easy Breezy and then I believe Crash and Burn after this. Not the most imposing hitters, but Corruptionz handles the bat well. He can certainly do damage with either of them. As you can see, 374 batting average out of the 7-hole.
And a well-balanced batter in Easy Breezy. Look at those stats. Completely even in power, contact, and speed. We'll see what he can do here at the plate with a runner on first. The 2-1 is belted to deep center field. Got a little bit under it, but does it have the legs and motor yard? No, it's going to die at the warning track. More action for Kawaguchi. Makes the catch for out number 2. Brings up Crash and Burn, who looks a lot like the previous batter, just with a little bit less speed.
Yeah, from the left side. If I'm Webb here, I am itching to get back to the plate. It looked like he was really starting to find himself that inning. That was an absolutely dangerous pitch.
Cutter. Dangerous cutter.
Not throw another one of those the whole game. Oh, what a pitch.
But he throws that beautiful curveball that we've seen Webb be able to pull out a few times this game. That curveball has been serving him well. Gets that strikeout. Heads to the top of the 7th. 6, 7, 8 batters, so not the best part of this Melonheads lineup. But you did say Weaver, throughout this lineup, there are always some dangerous hitters. Mikey Thomas only batting .233 so far this season.
Yeah, there isn't really a part of the order where if you're the other pitcher, you can breathe. I guess with the exception of the pitcher spot, which we could see here soon. But it has really complemented Webb's style.
Webb just getting a little bit antsy, chasing some pitches out of the zone. In the case of that one, inducing another ground out. That has been the story of how the Prowlers have been able to get a lot of outs here, but that one looped over the leaping glove of the third baseman. That's going to get all the way to the wall. He's taking off towards second. Is going to be in there with a 1-out double. The Melonheads have the tying run at second base.
And if you're Webb, you got to pay attention here for these chase pitches. I think they're definitely coming from Corruptionz. He wants that easy out. That one, I think, would have nicked the zone, but we're going to see that low changeup probably.
A good pitch there from McSpecialist, trying to get Webb to expand the zone. Lays off that low inside pitch, like you said earlier, Weaver. That's been his kryptonite. Starting to open his eyes at that. The 1-1 swung on and missed. That cutter looks like it clipped the zone. K-Man activates. Swung on and missed again. 102 miles per hour off the plate. Tough to deal with there from Webb.
Yeah, McSpecialist has just been nasty. out of the pen so far for the Prowlers. Looks like Delvecchio's day is done, and that's the right call. The tying run in scoring position, and a reliever you've been riding for a couple innings now. You
Yeah,
gotta
32
gamble here.
pitches. Even with the locked-in mojo, those stats are going to start to come down if they haven't already. Instead, it'll be up to the bat of Keisha Phillips, who has 1 homer off the bench so far this season, gets ahead in the count 2-0 after laying off that low and inside pitch. Not a lot of speed at second. We'll see what Webb can do. High and inside, that one misses. We'll see what happens here on the 3-0. BB Prone activated for Mixed Specialist. The pitch misses low, and that's a 4-pitch walk to the pinch hitter. So now runners at first and second with 2 outs for the top of the lineup. Ernie Steele has this boost of power versus righties against Mixed Specialist.
Yeah, and like you said, barely any speed. That looks, again, like 30 out there on second base. So a rip to an outfielder is not going to get it done. If you're Webb, you almost have to hope for a bloop.
The 1-1 here to Ernie Steele. 265 average on the season. The delivery misses just a bit outside. Good take there from Webb. The 2-1. Inside, got him to dribble it towards Anburn, picks it up, throws it to first, and that will end the inning. The Prowlers get out of the jam, hold on to their 2-1 lead.
That is huge for corruptions. And I'm noticing there that's Ernie Steele. I think I called him Ernie Blings. I was confused because I believe Ernie Blings is a player on the standard team, the Wild Pigs.
Oh, fun fact there for
you
those
go.
of you trivia hunters who are looking at home. We got the 9-1-2 batters. Looks like a Mixed Specialist will be staying in the game here for the Prowlers. Kimmy Ekman on the mound for the Melonheads in relief. That curveball swung on, lifted weakly towards Wheeler, who makes the catch for out number 1. Lineup turns over. Here comes Mr. Haggard. 1 for 1 with a single and 2 walks. Speaks to the patience of corruptions at the plate.
Yeah, and Kimmy Ekman here, as good as Delvecchio was in relief, not really bending in his outing. Kimmy Ekman is the relief ace, at least on paper. The stats there, 6.31 ERA, not good. But as far as kits go, she has received quite a bit. Let's see if he gets the curve.
Oh, just misses the curve high, and that's 3 walks on the day for the leadoff batter, Hagrid. This brings up Savvy Sweets, 1 out, a lot of speed there on first. That curveball is ripped up the middle. That's a base hit for the Prowlers, first and second with 1 out. And Lil Stronglegs is going to try to do the job and extend the Prowlers' lead, who are just hanging on by 1 at the moment. That screwball nicks the outside corner for a strike. Changeup misses low and away, evens up the count 1-1. Goes back to the screwball, finds the zone, strike 2. Gonna try to get him to chase, he does not. Count evened up here at 2-2. High and away fastball, not called a strike, just missed a touch high. Goes back to the fastball, payoff pitch, nailed towards the gap. That'll score at least 1. Kawaguchi hustles to the ball, throws it back to the infield. Runner's going to take off towards home. The play at the plate is not in time. If the pitcher picks that up, maybe. Instead, it dribbles weakly towards home, and the Prowlers have knocked this game wide open. 4-1, they lead.
Yeah, I think Webb needs to make that throw to the cutoff man, and if he does that, I think they get her at the plate. If not, maybe Corruptionz would even hold the runner in that case. But since it kind of slowly dribbled in, it gave him all the time in the world to reach home. Now the game's... Oh, this is the exact same pitch.
And almost the exact same outcome, but here it's an inning-ending double play. A good leap there from the shortstop. The toss to second in time to complete the double play, but still, that 2 RBI double extends the Prowlers' lead to 4-1. Webb's going to have to take that momentum shift and make some magic happen here in the late game. First pitch misses inside.
And he needs the magic because, like we said in pregame, it is crunch time for the Melonheads if they would like to participate in the Season 10 playoffs.
Some serious playoff repercussions in this game. The diving attempt from the shortstop, not able to come up with it just by their glove. So on the 2-0 swing, a leadoff single for the Melonheads. They are down, but they are not out. They trail by 3 here in the top of the 8th. Runner on first and nobody out for Dmitry Petrovich, the number 3 batter. The delivery from Mixed Specialist, swing and a miss. That one on the outside part of the plate.
Corruptionz is looking for a ground ball. He's gonna feed him that cutter as much as he possibly can. Maybe the curve.
The 1-1 count. We'll see if he goes back low and inside like he has before. The 1-1 is low, but not inside. But it's bounced back to Mixed Specialist. Turns to second. Out at second. Out at first. There's the double play from Corruptionz, and that's just a dagger in the hearts of the Melonheads.
Yeah, it looked like this was going to be the inning for Webb to get back in this thing and start to chip away and not leave it all to the ninth. Getting the leadoff runner on is always massive, but the double play to follow it is massive for your opponent.
Breaking ball there that was good to hit, just missed the reticle. Gets caught in the netting foul, so no play on that one. The 1-1 swings at that one in the zone, and it's going to land as a bloop hit into left field. So another runner aboard here for the Melonheads, this time with 2 outs. And now Pablo Sanchez trying to get it done. Power versus righties is active against the dwindling mix specialist.
Like you said, dwindling stats for mix specialist. This is an opportunity for a big power hitter with 7 home runs.
Pitch to hit there, and he wasn't able to catch up with it, as well as that one low and inside. The 0-2, K-Man activated. Swings at that one to protect the plate. Lifted to left field. Hagrid makes the catch. Out number 3. A couple of hits for the Melonheads. You can see right there, both of these teams, 10 hits apiece. But it is the Prowlers who are leading in run production and have that 3-run lead here in the top of the 9th. Sorry, the bottom of the 8th. First pitch swung on and missed. Kimmy Ekman doing her best to keep this a 4-1 ball game to give the Melonheads the best chance they can have. Get back in that. Swung on and missed, waving at the screwball off of the plate. Perhaps corruptionz a little bit complacent right now with his ability and his pitching and with this 3-run lead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be the only swing we've seen this game that far out of the zone. When it came out that the screwball was aimed and out of the hand of Ekman, I thought no chance he was swinging at that. Instead, it's a big strikeout. Then the line out. If he wants to make this great comeback here on Match of the Week, he needs one more out here. Keep it exactly where it is.
Fastball off the plate, not offered at. The 1-1 here to Breezy. Screwball swung on weak contact. That's a 1-2-3 inning off of Kimmy Ekman. But now it's the last chance for Webb and the Melonheads to come out with the win here in game number 1. 6, 7, 8 batters to try and do it with against this mixed specialist. We'll see if his day is done. corruptionz going to be looking at his bullpen options.
Yeah, probably lefty Lucy if memory serves. Nope, Dirty McDowell. I forgot.
Dirty McDowell, the B-plus reliever, 4-seamer screwball, curveball change. Like I said earlier, Weaver, the screwball only allotted on 1 pitcher per rotation and per bullpen. So this reliever, McDowell, the one with the screwball plus that 4-seamer curveball change. A really good arsenal there. 4 of my perfect favorite pitches, just missing that cutter.
Yeah, I agree.
The 1-1 for Thomas, it was there. That was a pitch to hit. Webb just couldn't get the placement there. Anburn makes the catch, out number 1. This brings up Ahmed Khan. McDowell, a 1.8 ERA. Very good pitching here from this Prowlers team, this bullpen. Doing good work throughout this season. Would like to get a save here. Would McDowell. Ahmed Khan looking to get back up to the 300 average. Gets ahead in the count here, 2-0. The delivery from McDowell is in the strike zone. Catches the corner, strike 1. The 2-1 from McDowell. Swing and a miss. Got him high and inside. That one maybe inside just a touch, but you got to protect the plate. The 2-2 is off the plate. That one could find grass. They're going to have to hurry. The center fielder, strong legs, plays it on the hop. A 1-out single for the Melonheads. Every base runner is huge for this team. And Pete Wheeler's looking to get on base for the first time this game.
Yeah, and he's got speed, which opens up a range of outcomes. You know, he could find his way on in any which way. Oh, and this could be it. No.
It will not be it, but because the third baseman was able to knock it down and pick it up very quickly, didn't dribble away from him. And now the Melonheads are down to their last out. It would go as a ground out. Runner gets to second base. Again, not a lot of speed on the bags for the Melonheads. And they still trail by 3. Jacinda Smith coming in to pinch hit is the last hope as it stands for Webb and the Melonheads. Wow, what a pitch there on the outside corner from McDowell. The 0-2 swung on and missed. 3 perfect pitches to close it out. And corruptionz wins game 1 of the XBL Match of the Week.
Yeah, he in that 9th inning particularly, but it's an overarching theme in that whole game. The fastball. corruptionz just utilizing what he knows is his best weapon. He has a big velo staff up and down the roster, and that I think was the difference. Webb unable to catch up, and when he did catch up, you know, the reticle placement maybe not there when the ball comes in as fast as it does. There isn't always a lot of time to make the proper adjustment that you need to get firm and hard contact.
And Webb is it was very strange too. If you looked at that box score right before we switched out, Webb actually out-hit corruptionz in that game.
Yeah.
Webb had 11 hits to corruptionz 10, albeit not a huge difference in terms of hits had. But Webb was getting those hits. He just wasn't able to string them together. That run production was eluding him. Only the one run off of those 11 hits, whereas corruptionz was able to get 4 runs and thus the win. A big win there for the Prowlers as they try to hunt down that top 4 seeding, and time running out here for Webb and the Melonheads to make a postseason run.
Yeah, the difference there, obviously the run conversion for these players. So run conversion is the name of the game, and the best way to get that done, of course, is extra base hits. Either find a pitch that you can send over the fence or find one that you can send into the gap. And that was the difference in that game. corruptionz with those nice gappers scoring when it counted.
A very big effort there from corruptionz, and it's that, hunker down and get it mentality that corruptionz has been using this whole season, never giving up, able to come back in these close games and make them as tight as he possibly can. I speak from experience. He does not quit, whether he's ahead, behind. He is always playing 110%, and he's a very dangerous player to play against.
Yeah, a very tenacious player, and I do not envy whoever draws him in round 1 of the playoffs, unless he does go on a crazy tear here and earn himself a bye, in which he would not play until the quarterfinals in that second round. But he is a formidable opponent. I know personally, like you said, I wouldn't want any part of him, because we've talked about his hitting, and he only scored 4 runs here tonight. It was a well pitched game from Webb, but he has the pitching ability himself. It's not like it's super easy to hit off of him. He held Webb here, a good hitter, to just the 1 run, and if corruptionz keeps combining these things, he's going to make noise. I have no doubt.
At this moment in time, 12 wins at least are required in order to make the postseason. That is currently held by the Stags, who are in the number 12 position with 12 wins and 16 losses after their series with Jam Paladin. Webb and the Melonheads currently at 10 and 21. If they do get swept by corruptionz, they will need to sweep Flash. And even if that does happen, if that does happen, then there is the possibility of a tiebreaker scenario between the 12th and 13th players. That is something to keep an eye on here as we get started with game number 2 of this match of the week. This time, Webb is the home team and starts things off with a beautiful strikeout against the top of the Prowlers lineup.
Yeah, maybe if you're new and you didn't know, that is one of the rules here in the XBL. The top 12 make the playoffs, but if there is a win-loss tie for that 12th seed, there's no... Oh, wow, that's a bomb.
Savvy Sweets did not miss that curveball. Belted to deep center field. Did not feel the wrath of the curse of Apple Field there. 459 feet to dead center. And Savvy Sweets opens this game up for the Prowlers, a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that was just absolutely crushed by Savvy Sweets, a hitter that isn't your typical number 2 hitter. I would, personally, that's probably a hitter I would sink in the lineup. But corruptionz, he knows his team. He hits well with just about all of them. He may go back to back. It's going to be close.
Lil Strong Legs goes deep on the 0-2. Sanchez catches it at the warning track. Thought for a second he might have to jump for that one, but it just died there at the wall. Big swing and a miss there against Saxophone. The number 4 batter, the 0-1, swung on and missed. Another 0-2 count here for Vinny Gooch. Misses the location with this curveball. Still called a ball. 1-2 with the high and away heat, not offered at. Low velo, low junk. Good accuracy here for this starter. And the changeup finds the outside corner. So a couple of strikeouts there, but also surrendering that big solo shot gives the Prowlers a 1-0 lead.
And like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by Savvy Sweets committing murder on a baseball out to dead center. If 12 and 13 in the standings are tied with their win-loss records, there will be a playoff game, and that has their head-to-head record, their run differentials have no bearing on that. It will be just a straight one-game tiebreaker game, and we would certainly try and get that broadcasted on here for you if that does happen. We almost had it last year. We kind of had the next best thing, though.
Webb jammed a bit inside there, but is able to bloop it in there for a single. So runner on first with nobody out. Reese Worthington up to bat. Up against Lefty Lucy. So Lefty Lucy being a starter for the Prowlers as opposed to that reliever that you were thinking of before, Weaver. Here she is with the 4-seamer, 2-seamer slider curveball change. Heading to count 1 and 2. Gets him to lift this one to shallow center field. This one will be caught by Saxophone for out number 1.
Yeah, my mistake. I thought, for some reason, I thought Lefty Lucy was in the bullpen. I guess not.
Well, it's at least a pitcher on the team. I've made mistakes where I think the players are in the bench for a certain team, and it turns out they're an entirely different player's team. So you're good. Wait, which team does Chance Lauderbury play for? I thought he was in the
I think
standard
that's
teams.
on Ashnod's team. Yeah.
The 1-1 here to Dmitry Petrovic. A runner on first and 1 out. Misses a bit inside. Petrovic does not chase. Webb getting a little bit more patient on that slow and inside pitches. Takes off. Misses with the hit and run. And Anburn makes the tag out for out number 2. Great throw. Mojo up there from the catcher. Strike 3 called. Perfectly placed heater on the outside part of the plate. Corruptionz holds on to this 1-0 lead. Going to look to extend it here in the top of the second.
Yeah, I liked the hit and run. He hasn't really been able to, like I said, run conversion. If you're not feeling good about your ability to get those extra base hits, the other thing you can do is try and steal some bases and then find your hit or the hit and run. And he had a successful hit and run in game 1. Just didn't work out there.
Cutter over the plate could be dangerous. Is line to center field. Kawaguchi runs back, makes the catch on a hard hit ball.
The right fielder, number 15.
Brings up Dawsall with 1 out and nobody on. Prowlers holding on to this 1-0 lead. First pitch is hammered into the glove of Worthington, out number 2.
The third baseman, number 7.
It's going to be hard. Some people might think it's surprising that Corruptionz was able to get that early home run off of the low velo. A lot of people think lower velo means lower exit velocity. But depending on your batter, depending on how well you can time it up, and it looks like Corruptionz is doing a fairly decent job of getting that timing down against the low velo, or at least was able to do it on that one long ball. We'll see if Vinny Gooch can recover here. The full count pitch is down Broadway, hammered again, but right at Wheeler for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down brings up the 4, 5, 6 batters for the Melonheads. Webb up to bat.
Yeah, anytime you put up that 0 with the low velo pitcher, remember, I mean, his whole plan is just to probably get about 4 innings. That's what he did in game number 1, and honestly, the plan worked. The bats just they went quiet. So 2 completed for Vinny. I'd say he probably just needs a couple more.
Kawaguchi chases that one low and inside, grounds it to Saxophone. The throw to first in time. That's out number 1. Up steps Pablo Sanchez. Power versus righties is not activated. Lefty Lucy being a lefty on the mound for the Prowlers. First pitch low and inside. Gets Webb to chase it. He's falling back into those old habits in game 1. Right behind home plate. Caught by the catcher, out number 2.
Yeah, falling into those old habits, and that's just Corruptionz being a smart pitcher. He's figured some things out. He's not just going to give in.
Good fastball there for a strike. The 0-1 here to Mikey Thomas from Lefty Lucy, just a bit low on the outside part of the plate. The 1-1 to Thomas. Swung on and hammered on the ground. A diving effort from Frostic, comes up with it to throw to first in time. A bit of a moment there to collect himself before the toss to the pitcher. Maybe waiting for the pitcher to get there, so less of a chance of that error that happens with the pitcher in motion when running to cover the bag.
Yeah, and the devs of this game, the developers, Metalhead, I believe they've gone on record saying the chances of the error increase if the player is in motion. So that's a smart play there from Corruptionz to let the pitcher finish moving. Oh, I think that one was catchable too.
Perfect cutter there from Webb, induces that weak contact that should go as an out, but the shortstop jumping instead of just waiting for the ball gets by him, and it will be a leadoff single for the Prowlers with the pitcher up. However, induces a ground out opportunity here. Out at second, on to first, and that's a double play. Webb can wipe his brow and say, okay, that happened, but we can move on now.
Yeah, now getting into the teeth of the order, though, Mr. Hagrid, as good a leadoff hitter as they come. And then, of course, the home run off the bat of Savvy Sweets, the 2-hole hitter, and it doesn't get much easier from there.
Curveball in the zone. We'll see what happens here. Ripped up the middle. That's a base hit off of the bat of Hagrid on the 1-1 swing. So 2-out single. And up comes Savvy Sweets with that homer. Locked in mojo. The home run and the throw out at second contributing to this mojo increase for the number 2 batter. Power versus lefties is active, and that cutter was left over the plate, belted into the gap. That'll score a run. Steele's going to have to hurry to get it back in. It will be an RBI double for Savvy Sweets. 2 RBIs for her on this night for game number 2. And the Prowlers take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, she's ripping the cover off the ball. A couple extra base hits. And little strong legs not to be outdone. That's going to get down. It's 3-0.
Savvy Sweets will come in to score for the second time in this game. And that's 3-0 Prowlers. Corruptionz just showing everybody that he means business. Even low velo, it won't be able to fool him for long, if at all. Tense now is Vinny Gooch. That one hammered into the glove of Petrovic there at third base. That will end the inning, but another 2 runs for the Prowlers. They lead 3-0 against a struggling Melonheads team. They just haven't been able to find much success at the plate.
Yeah, it going back to that Corruptionz 2-run inning,
Well,
it
here we
really
go.
just doesn't help. Is this a 9-3? I think it is. Wow. Not even
Wow,
close.
it is. I was going to say a great rip finally from Webb to try and get on base, but the right fielder able to complete the 9-3. A great throw from right field to be able to get the slow runner. And you were talking earlier, Weaver, about this Melonheads team. Pete Wheeler here has a ton of speed, but most of the lineup just doesn't have that kind of speed. What a strike there on the low inside corner.
Yeah, it's really only 3 players. Wheeler here in the 8-hole, and then Steele at the 1 spot, the leadoff spot, and Worthington at the 2 spot. Everyone else is a bit slow.
Low one inside, gets him to ground out. That was another well-placed pitch by Corruptionz. Lefty Lucy now locked in on the mound. 2 outs, nobody on for Vinny Gooch. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it towards Saxophone, but he isn't able to come up with it. It rolls all the way to strong legs in center field. The pitcher is aboard with a 2-out single.
Yeah, opens the door here for Ernie Blings against the lefty. The stats not great, but he did have the single in the first inning.
I agree.
Like another one here. Yeah.
Ernie's steal does bling very well.
Oh, did I say it again? Wow.
1-1 count here to Ernie Bling Steele. The 1-1 chases that low and inside. It's going to be popped up on the infield. Lefty Lucy makes the catch. That is out number 3. So the 2-3-4 batters will be due up next inning for the Melonheads. But as it stands, they trail by 3 up against Frostic, Dazal, and Breezy.
I think he even has the same batting stance and like head structure. I want to say it's close. I think that's why I'm so confused.
Are we in the Twilight Zone, Weaver? The 0-1 curveball hit weakly towards the hole. Wheeler lays out for it to cut it off. Good play there by the second baseman not to boot it. Throws him out at first for out number 1. Brings up Dazal. Good change up there on the outside part of the plate, but it is smoked to deep center field. Kawaguchi gonna have to go all the way back to the warning track. Makes the grab for out number 2.
The third baseman.
2 quick outs here for the Melonheads, which is just what you want to see if you're rooting for Webb here. Try and make a postseason run at in these last 3 games that he has to play. Gets behind in the count here, 2-0 towards Easy Breezy, who gets weak contact on that pitch right down Broadway. Steele will get under it in right field, and that's a quick 1-2-3 inning. The Melonheads, with the heart of their lineup, looking to get back into this one.
Yeah, like you said, just what he needed. 3 runs, certainly manageable here for Webb, but he's got to start figuring out some things at the plate. He did have that great rip in the previous inning. It just, unfortunately for him, turned into the rare 9-3 putout.
He's going to try to avoid that here. More speed with Worthington here. Swing and a miss there. High and inside. The 0-1 low and inside. Swung on and fouled into the seats. The count is 0-2. Lefty Lucy delivers outside. Good take there from Webb. Lucy cruising, trying to bring down that 4.69 ERA. Looks pretty nice as it stands. Reese Worthington looking to put a dent into it as he swings at the low changeup, drives it foul. The 1-2 once again. Swung on and missed. Got him on the high outside corner. Good location there from Lucy. It's one of those fast pitches, and you have to make a decision real quick. Is that out? Is that in? Do I risk swinging at it? And before you make that, and by the time you make that decision, it's a little bit too late. Webb chasing the first pitch low and inside there. We've seen that a lot. Frostic takes it himself, out number 2.
Yeah, and that looked like a slider. That slider just in on the hands, out, but not a strike. That is a very tantalizing pitch. It can be very tough to lay off, especially when you're seeing a lot of heat.
Like that heater right there, finds the outside corner perfectly, brings the count 0-1. Another perfectly placed high and outside heater that time, 0-2. Kawaguchi awaits the locked-in Lucy's delivery, misses just a bit outside. Good location there on the changeup. The 1-2 to Kawaguchi. Down Broadway, and he doesn't miss it. Ripped up the middle. That's a 2-out single for the Melonheads with the cleanup batter. Now it'll be up to the 5 batter to try and keep this inning going. Pablo Sanchez. Lefty on lefty. We'll see what he can do. Low and outside. Takes it. Good eye there from Sanchez. We'll see if he can lay off any of those low and inside pitches that are sure to come this way. That one finds the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. 1-1, swung on, gonna try to rip it up the middle. Saxophone with an amazing dive. Is there enough speed? There is, just able to beat it out first. First and second now for the Melonheads. Just enough speed, you can see just a little bit above the minimum there at first base.
And now the tying run at the plate. Mikey Thomas, only the 227 average, swinging first pitch, it's gonna be an out.
Yep, Saxophone fields it cleanly, throws it to first, and that is out number 3. And Webb just getting a bit too antsy at the plate in these clutch situations. We've seen it a lot this series, Weaver, where he gets these opportunities, starts chasing these first pitches, and ends up squandering those chances that he has with runners in scoring position. And ultimately, that is what has been keeping the Melonheads down in this series, and the Prowlers holding on to this 3-0 lead as they look to extend it with a hard-hit ball to center field. Kawaguchi isn't able to catch up with it over her head, or his head, I should say, in center field. A lead-off double for the Prowlers.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's just that tough part of the ballpark where the fielding, your perceptions really come into play there. I think he needed to dive, but there's no guarantee he would have taken the angle. That's a tough drop from Ahmed Khan.
It was a well-placed pitch, but you can see right there the 0.1% miss odds on that. That'll probably go to tenths for Ahmed Khan behind home plate. Oh, no, he is not. Looks like he's still staying at neutral.
That's fortunate, yeah.
Very fortunate there for Webb, despite having a runner now at third base. Just a bunt, a sac fly, a infield hit away, or infield ground out, I should say, away from getting that runner in, but a perfectly placed pitch on the outside part of the zone rings him up frozen.
That is not a typical pitch that you'll get a hitter as good as Corruptionz to stare at, and that could be gone.
Curveball hanging in the zone at the wall. It's gone. The Prowlers with a 2-run bomb from Mr. Hagrid make it a 5-0 ball game.
Yeah, that curveball caught way too much of the plate, and usually the idea with the curveball is to throw off their timing. But when you have a pitcher like Vinny here who has the low velo to begin with, the timing, it's a hitter like Corruptionz, he's not going to be too fooled for too long. I believe both home runs he's hit in this game have been off that curve.
With a hard hit ball there, but it goes for the ground out. Yeah, the curveball has been coming in clutch for for Webb on a few pitches, but when Corruptionz is able to see that pitch and it's left in the zone, like well in the zone, he's not missing it. That one is ripped to center field, but it'll go as another hard hit out for the Prowlers. Regardless, another 2 runs on the board for Corruptionz. 5 runs off of 7 hits. Webb at 0 off of 4, looking to try and mount some sort of offensive output here as we get towards the second half of the game. Swings at that one high and outside. It will stay in play most likely, and Dazal makes the catch right in front of the wall.
Yeah, right in front of that wall. No room left. That's got to hurt for Webb, especially when he's looking up at the scoreboard. He doesn't want to squander these chances, but the pitching is just overpowering right now.
Yeah, and Corruptionz, if he's missing his location, it's not by much, and that makes you wonder, is that pitch on the corner a strike or a ball, like I was saying earlier. And when they're coming in at this high locked-in velo, it's usually hard to tell. Gets into a hitter's count here, 2-1. We'll see what Wheeler does at the plate with 1 out and nobody on. High and inside, takes it. 3-1 on the way from Lefty Lucy. Locked-in mojo on the mound. Pete Wheeler swings at that one, rips it towards the gap in left field. It's going to get down. Tough dive and a miss there by Hagrid is going to allow the runner to get to second base. So a 1-out double. We've seen this before, however, Weaver. When Webb gets these runners in scoring position, gets these opportunities, can he hold on? As this is going to be the day for Vinny Gooch after 5 innings, giving up 5.
Yeah, he's just got to start finding some runs. He's got to keep the plate approach clean with runners on. I know it's hard. I do it a lot too, to stay calm and focused with the chances on the line. That last pitch there was excellent from corruptionz.
And another one to follow it up. He had a pitch to hit on the first pitch of the at-bat. He missed it, and then two perfectly located pitches right on the outside corner to ring up Webb with the pinch hitter. So now that runner on second with 2 outs, and Ernie Bling Steele is at the plate. Takes the first pitch high, misses for a ball.
Yeah, if you're Webb, you're just looking for a hit here. Maybe you're not going to get the big inning here in the 5th, but you got to get on the board.
Heading the count here 2-0. That one misses high and inside. So a 3-0 count here for Ernie Steele. Pitch in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Brings the count to 3-1. We'll see what Lefty Lucy does here. Maybe goes low and inside. It does. Doesn't get him to chase. Good patience there from Webb to get the runner aboard. And now Reese Worthington, 2 runners on, 0 for 2 on the day, 2 outs. This is pretty much a do-or-die situation for Webb and the Mountainheads.
Yeah, and Webb, he realizes that. He takes a breather. This could be a turning point if he gets a pitch to handle.
Gets a pitch to handle there. Gets a piece of it right on the inside corner. Drives it foul. Johan misses low and inside. Worthington lays off with the curveball. The 1-1. Swung on and ripped into right field. Off of the glove of the leaping first baseman. That's going to slow it down. Let runners go to the corners. 1 run comes in to score for the Mountainheads. They end the shutout. They still trail by 4, however. But 1 run is a big start for this team.
I couldn't believe he even got a glove on that ball.
Me too.
But that's huge. Yeah, he gets the run. He breaks the shutout. And if he does get one more pitch piped here on accident by corruptionz, he almost got it. Instead, it's caught.
Well-located curveball right there from the Prowlers, right on the inside corner. Webb just unable to catch up with it with good enough contact. He rips it, but right at the third baseman to end the inning. Mountainheads put up 1. They trail by 4, and the 4-5-6 batters due up here against Kimmy Ekman coming in for relief. First pitch in there for a strike on the outside corner. Goes with the screwball. Taking is Saxophone. Here's that deadly curveball catching the plate. Ripped into the glove of Wheeler at second. 1 out here for Frostick. Takes the first pitch low and inside. Try for that screwball. Ripped towards the second baseman. Dives right past his glove. Kawaguchi fields it. A 1-out single there for the Prowlers.
Now batting the right
He's got to try and find a ground ball here on Dawsall. It does run pretty well, but not, I wouldn't say elite speed. He's going to try and backdoor that screwball. Just misses.
Just a bit off the plate. Not missing these pitches by much. That curveball perfectly placed. That's a strike. The 1-1. Bit high. Gets him chasing. 1-2. Doesn't chase that time. corruptionz learning that pitch location. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Good fastball there on the outside corner for out number 2. Brings up Easy Breezy, the number 7 batter, looking for his first hit in game number 2. Not a lot of speed there on first base. First pitch in there for a strike. That changeup on the outside corner. Fastball off the plate. Taken. Kimmy Ekman. The 1-1 catches the outside corner. That's a strike with a good fastball. Goes with the curveball. It's hammered towards the second baseman. Wheeler makes the catch for out number 3. 4-5-6 batters now due up for Webb and the Mountainheads. They got a run in the bottom of the 5th. They're going to try to get another, possibly more here right now.
Yeah, he's got to keep chipping away. We're into that final half of game number 2 here, and again, his season really is in the balance. He's got to try and find a way to split here, and even then, it may not be enough. But it all starts now, and he's got some great, excellent hitters here with not only with the power but with the contact.
Got to give give yourself the chance to get into that postseason. Got to try to win, even if you know you're not guaranteed a way in. You got to do your best, and that one is ripped. But an excellent dive by the third baseman. Breezy comes up with it and makes the throw out at first. That's a heartbreaker for Webb. Pablo Sanchez at the plate against Lefty Lucy. Starting to tire here. 61 pitches thrown. Lefty on lefty action. That one misses low and away. Pablo Sanchez with 1 out and nobody on. Mountainheads trail by 4. Rips that one up the middle. Good placement there on the reticle. A 1-out single here for Webb. He's starting to hit the ball a little bit harder. Starting to find some of that patience. We'll see if it continues here in the late game. Enough for Webb to mount this big comeback.
Yeah, we haven't seen a home run for him yet in this series, despite us repeating ad nauseum that he is third in the league in home run total. Anytime he gets a runner on, that's huge, because if he does run into that homer, he's going to really make a dent.
Thomas unable to catch up with 2 pitches. The 0-2 from Lucy misses low. Good take there from Thomas. Runner on first with 1 out. The pitch swung on, protecting the plate. That was high and inside. Would have been a strikeout. Instead, it's going to be an inning-ending double play.
Yeah, I mean, the idea was right from Webb. He's got to swing. You know, you can't just strike out looking. It's not like he can predict the double play there. That's just not maybe the best reticle placement. He ends up jamming him. He goes the other way with it. Easy double play.
Yeah, just expert pitching from Corruptionz this entire season, entire series, I should say, against the Melonheads. Quick look at their pitching stats right now, because they are putting on a show.
Yeah, I believe he's ranked somewhere around 10th or 11th as far as
13th.
batting average. Oh, even lower. I think the runs allowed per 9 is somewhere either 10th or 11th. But I think it's a bit
11th,
deceiving. I think it's a bit deceiving. He's as formidable as pretty much anyone in the mid-table, I think. You know, and maybe not someone that's going to win a Von Asen, but someone that can pitch well enough to give his great offense the chance they need.
Exactly. When you're hitting as well as Corruptionz can and does hit, your pitching just has to be good enough in order to allow yourself those wins. And that's exactly what he's been able to do here. And Webb, unfortunately, falling behind in the count here with a runner on first and nobody out. That fastball finds the lower part of the zone, even gets back into the count, makes it full. The payoff pitch, ring him up. A great fastball there, high and outside, right on the corner.
Yeah, great, very under-controlled sequence there from Kimi Ekman, who has been good in the series.
Through ball right on the outside part of the plate, swung on and missed from Mr. Hagrid. Back up to bat, power versus righties is active against Ekman. That curveball misses wildly. Runner on first, 1 out. Fastball called a strike there on the outside part of the plate. The 2-2. Taken, fastball off the plate. Here comes the full count, staying with the heater. Strike 3 called, high and in. Ekman dotting those corners when she needs to.
Number 23.
Brings up the deadly Savvy Sweet, still locked in at the plate. That curveball misses just a bit low. Wild fastball could be anywhere, and it's right down the heart of the plate. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Will it be enough to score another run for the Prowlers? It dies right at the wall. Kawaguchi throws it back in, and it will not get home in time. That's an RBI double from Savvy Sweets, who has been the hero for the Prowlers here in Game 2. They take a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, he's starting to kind of bury it here. 5 runs. It's not undoable, but like we've been saying about his pitching, it's been good enough. I think he's probably going to hold it unless we see some late inning miracle work here for the Melonheads. I mean, it's 5-run lead, even with 2 outs here. He's still threatening. This could get even worse.
Let's hold off talking about Webb's batting for the moment. He still needs to get out of this inning.
Yeah,
and Kimi Ekman might just be done here. You can see those stats starting to come down. He still has Del Vecchio. He has not gone to Ricky Johnson yet this game, or I should say this series. Fan favorite Ricky Johnson is going to be left on the bench for the time being. However, Kimi Ekman might be coming out here.
Yes.
Will we see Ricky Johnson?
Yes.
We will see Ricky Johnson making another late night appearance. You can see the step out from saxophone, the appreciation for such a legend coming in. The 7.98 ERA does not speak of the amazing work he has done on Match of the Week, and what a pitch there from the changeup. Curveball lives inside.
The ERA is a lie.
The ERA is very much a lie. Ricky Johnson, we know what he can do on the mound. Gets behind in the count here, 3-1. Low and inside heater, swung on and missed. Runners at the corners here with 2 outs. The Melonheads trying to get out of it. The changeup is swung on, weak contact, and Ricky Johnson gets the job done.
Well, 7th inning stretch here, and some of you in chat were mentioning trivia, and I think that's a great idea. So why don't we bust out the first ever BK is Dudeness XBL Match of the Week trivia question. So chat, no Googling. Here we go. Who is the only standard player in SMB that can play every position with the exception of pitcher? Who is the only standard player that can play every position with the exception of pitcher?
I know this.
You know this.
Yeah, it's Annie Position from the No Names. Riddle me this: why is she a pitcher though? For the No Names, why is Annie Position, who sounds like someone who could play any position, a pitcher? No name.
No, it's also it's kind of like mixed specialist in this bullpen not being a specialist. It doesn't compute.
It's beautiful. And Mick Specialist is doing work here. A 3-pitch strikeout to start off this inning against the Melonheads. Swinging at the first pitch there, pops it up behind home plate. Will it reach the netting? It'll just touch it before the catcher can make a play.
Congrats to Oxbox, first ever trivia winner. The answer, of course, is Billy Bronx of the Buzzards.
Yep, Billy Bronx, catcher as well as infield, outfield, I believe, in his secondary position.
Yep.
It sounds amazing. His stats, however, are not the best. He's very slow. Don't put him anywhere, really. Anywhere, no. Not worth it. It's a nice bit of trivia, but don't play him. The bench is fine for him as that one is roped to deep left field. Did Webb get that homer? He did! The Melonheads go yard. Makes it a 6-2 ball game. They still got some work to do, but making some noise here in the late game.
Yeah, that one got out by a hair, bouncing off the top of the wall. But like you said, yeah, that's how you start. You just got to keep scoring. Just keep your head down. Keep going. Trust the bats. He has the potential.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was Keisha Phillips pinch hitting for Ricky Johnson there, as that one is grounded to saxophone on the first pitch. That will end the inning, sending us to the top of the 8th. It looks like Tony Del Vecchio will come in for the top of the 8th inning. Facing Frostic, Dawsall, and Breezy. Young Frostic. 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch from Del Vecchio. Misses low. And while we're here, Weaver, the Prowlers, they have to make up a lot of games so far. This is one of those series, that has been, looming in the distance. It was scheduled for match of the week, as that one's a nice cutter there on the inside part of the plate. Here comes the 2-2. The fastball is crushed. A diving effort from Worthington comes up with it. A 99 power throw to first makes the play for out number 1. Good play there on defense from Webb and the Melonheads.
Yeah, that's Reese Worthington, who is an excellent shortstop in his own right. Looks like 2 quick outs here after that home run, so it's going to be a shutdown inning if he can just find easy breezy here.
And you think of with the Prowlers here, with 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 8th, but a good 6-2 lead. With what you've seen here, you could think, it's no question that these guys are going to make the top 4 and get that first round bye. They still have quite a few games to play, even with their accomplished record. Anything can happen, and they still have to play some big players in the top half of this XBL team, as that one misses high. The 3-1 goes as a walk. Breezy is aboard to face Crash and Burn, who is perfect in Game 2 with 3 for 3. Double and 2 singles.
Yeah, maybe a tough road ahead for corruptionz, but he's as capable as anyone, as willing as anyone to take on the challenge. So I wouldn't be too worried if I were him.
1-2 misses just a bit outside. The 2-2 is going to be in the zone. Swung on and missed. Couldn't catch up with it. Strike 3 swinging. We have the top of the 8th. Meat of the lineup here for Webb and the Melonheads, looking to get back in here. They trail by 4. They've been trying to cut into this lead. But like a melon, it's sometimes very hard to cut into it. But with the Prowlers' remaining matchups, they've got Luke, among the remaining matchups, Luke Archer, GTM, and Ashnod's Coupon. So those are 3 very accomplished players that the Prowlers still have to face in their road to a top 4 seeding, as that one is grounded weakly. Frostic handles it, beats out the runner to first base. Mick Specialist on the mound against Petrovich. Swings at that one. That's going to find grass in right field. A good rip there. The diving effort from Dawsall cuts it off. That was extra bases for sure. A good play there by the right fielder.
Yeah, that saves the double, keeps the double play in order, and the double play has been a theme in this series. Certainly something Webb wants to avoid here. But a good job getting the base runner on nonetheless.
Webb gets ahead of the count here, 2-0. Possibly just waiting for that pitch with a good batter here. He gets one to swing at, but misses it low. That lifts it to center field. Strong Legs makes the catch. That's out number 2. Big opportunity there for Webb. Just wasn't able to do it. This brings up Pablo Sanchez, another good batter in this situation. Gets the power versus righties here against Mick Specialist. The 2-out swing. Goes off to the first pitch, gets underneath a pitch to swing at. Lifted to Strong Legs, more action for him. The side is retired. We head to the top of the 9th, where the Prowler is going to try to find some more insurance. as they try to get this big sweep in their quest for postseason glory and dash the hopes of Webb and the Melonheads.
Yeah, this is looking like an absolutely massive night for Corruptionz in his quest, like you said. A somber night for Melonheads fans.
Most certainly, and Webb, we're certain that Webb is going to do great things in the future. A rocky first season for him, to be certain, but he has shown some really great restraint, some great plays on the mound, on the at the plate. He has done some amazing stuff this season, and I don't think his record truly shows, what a great player he is. I mean, when you look at the XBL in general, that one's ripped up the middle. That's a one-out single for the Prowlers. Brings up the deadly Savvy Sweets. There's not really an easy, quote-unquote, team to go up against this season.
Yeah, and it's something Urban, our wonderful voiceover man, alluded to in his voiceover as this is yet another extra base hit and RBI for Savvy Sweets. Webb, I think I'd say maybe less than a year ago, he's an IRL friend of fellow player B Hagen. I believe they were playing franchise together on I think Webb was playing on something like 35 ego or something and struggling. Wow. He has come so far in so little time to get the 90 ego. When he joined the server, he was looking at the AA. He just started scrimming on 90, made himself a competitive opponent. Even if the season doesn't end in playoff glory, he has a lot to be proud of.
Cutter is ripped past the diving glove of the second baseman. This will put runners to the corners. No, they're going to send the runner home. The play at the plate is in time. A good throw from center field to gun down the runner, keep an insurance run from crossing the plate.
Yeah, remember that throw. If Webb does end up having a Cinderella story in the ninth, like he did versus Ted Danson last week, granted, he did surrender the walk-off in the bottom of the ninth, but that could be huge.
We know that Webb can make a late run at any point in this game, and he's going to have to do it in the bottom of the ninth. He's going to try to keep this a 5-run game if he can, but the Prowlers are threatening. First and second here with 2 outs. A good cutter there in the upper part of the zone. He's going to try to go a little bit higher to get him to chase. He does, but Wheeler with a good leaping catch. That was a tough call there. He makes the right decision, hit that leap button, nails the catch, sends us to the bottom of the ninth. 6, 7, 8 batters due up for the Melonheads. This is their last chance to avoid getting swept by the Prowlers.
And they're going to have to get past Mix Specialist, who has already thrown 16 pitches. That was a contact swing, maybe the first of the series.
With the tense mojo from Mikey Thomas, we'll see if he sticks with that contact swing. He does, and it's going to pay off. Loops it into right field. That's a leadoff runner for the Melonheads. The tense Mikey Thomas gets aboard. Now no longer tense. Up to neutral. Here comes the tense Ahmed Khan.
Yeah, even with the great power abilities of the Melonheads, I think he just kind of realizes here the home runs are one thing, but what he really needs right now is base runners so that he can find an extra base hit late. He just missed that. That's going to be an unfortunate out for Webb.
You can see the power up of the power swing right there, and just underneath that one towards deep left field isn't able to hit the warning track. That is out number 1, a big out for the Prowlers. Here comes Pete Wheeler, runner on first with 1 out. The Melonheads trail by 5th here in the bottom of the 9th inning. McSpecialist, 19 pitches thrown. Here comes pitch 20, misses high and inside. Pete Wheeler with a .231 average, 4 homers on the year. This season, only 2 games left for the Melonheads. Oh, auto ball ruled. McSpecialist unable to get the ball out of his mitt in time, possibly. Maybe Corruptionz just unaware of the timer there. See if he's still there. Here comes the pitch. That one's looped up the middle. Not the best contact, but through the pitcher's legs. This puts runners at first and second for Webb. So now we can start talking a bit. Delvecchio's day might be done here. Still has that closer, Weber. And Webb could be looking at a walk-off here should he complete this comeback. That's what he would probably need to do, and he's laying it all on the line. Angelo Delvecchio comes up, swing and a miss on the first pitch. Good placement there on the outside corner. The 0-1. Swung on and looped into the glove of the diving saxophone, back to second, and that is the ball game. Corruptionz denying Webb the Cinderella comeback, and the Prowlers take the sweep.
Wow, that is an insane way to end the game. I thought that ball was 100% headed for the gap, and I kind of gasped to myself thinking, here comes that crazy Webb rally, robbed by saxophone, one of the best in the biz, and he makes the throw. And I don't really blame Webb for stepping too far off the base there. I think I would have done the same because, like I said, I could have sworn that was destined for the gap. Just an incredible play.
100%, I make the same exact decision. I mean, your back's against the wall. That's a hard hit ball. You need to keep moving your runners up. And I think, if that gets by, it's hard hit enough that in left field, the runner's coming in. If you start sending them back and it does get by the runner, then you're probably gunned out at third. It's a do or die situation. And right there, I feel like Webb made the right decision. It was just an excellent one-of-a-kind play there by Corruptionz, who showed us why he's, in the hunt for the top 4. Excellent batting, a fantastic eye at the plate, great pitching to boot, and just some amazing fielding plays. He's got the trifecta going for him, and it's going to be big for him in the postseason, which he will. It's not a lot. It's not a lock yet, simply because we have a lot of players who are trailing on games to be played. In fact, there are 9 XBL teams who are behind on games. It's going to be a mad dash to see how the top 12 shakes out. So while Corruptionz isn't officially in the postseason yet, you can have a pretty good idea that he will be making an appearance there. Just depends on how high of a seed he can get, and you can see why he's in the talk for the top 4.
Yeah, I'd bet all of my XBL bucks that Corruptionz will be in that playoff dance. Like you said, right now he is looking like a very complete player, someone that can certainly challenge the players above him and take care of business against the players below him, like we saw tonight. He is going to be a force in this week 7, where he has to finish his schedule a bit frantically. These things happen, but once he does get into this playoffs, look out. The Pawtucket Prowlers are here, and they are here to stay.
I'm sorry, I must correct myself because it's hard to tell, again, with the math and everything. But looking at the sheet right now, I can tell you 100% the Prowlers have, with winning at least one game tonight, the Prowlers have locked a postseason berth. They are joining the Birdies, the Blues, the Dragoons, Team Liquid, the Surfers, and the Mallards as locks for the postseason. So those spots have all already been claimed. It's just a question of who is going to place where at this point.
Yeah, congratulations to Corruptionz then. He comes up as a AAA graduate and makes the playoffs like his colleague, of course, Jan Paladin. Hopefully not forgetting anyone else. We saw it with B. Hagen last season. So, yeah, there you go. Corruptionz will be in that dance, and I can't wait to see it.
And we've got a lot of players knocking on the door as well. So get those games in, folks. We are coming up. This is the final week of the regular season for Season 10. We've got more Match of the Week action next weekend. And following that, we'll begin the playoffs, the XBL postseason for both AAA and the XBL. It's going to be an absolutely crazy ride. I don't think I've ever seen a field as competitive for the XBL as this season right here.
Yeah, it's super exciting. And like you said, we've got more action on this channel here. Make sure you follow this channel if you want to catch up on that action as the I hate to keep saying the word action, but as the action turns up to 11 here in this final week, we're looking at preliminary. It should happen. Dwayne versus the Flash for that final weekend match of the week. And then, of course, we'll see about the AAA. But that is going to be a huge series, presumably for Flash. It's going to depend on what some other players do. I think Hummus for sure, maybe even B. Hagen. You know more about that than I do with the numbers and the playoff implications, but that's going to be exciting. Like you said earlier, tomorrow night, Dwayne and I should have the final normal weekly roundup. We'll give you the final power rankings, and then of course a week from tomorrow night. And please get in your stat sheets once you finish your season. That's a new channel in the Discord. Go check that out. Read those instructions from Wish. Because there's a potential that may influence some potential hardware that's going to be handed out in the awards show, which should be a week from tomorrow night. Cannot wait to do that. Going to be exciting. And then after that, it's playoff time.
Playoff time indeed. It's right around the corner, Weaver. Thank you so much for broadcasting with me tonight, and thank you to Dwayne for producing it. And thank you for all of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As Weaver said before, make sure to hit that follow button if you liked this action and want to stay up to date on that last match of the week, for the weekly roundups, and of course for the postseason action soon to come. Also, make sure to join the Discord. The link for that is in the description below. The perfect meeting place for fans and players of Super Mega Baseball 3. from all of us here, we want to thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Stay safe and healthy out there. And Weaver, sign us out.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Florbell, of course, for pulling the double duty with me tonight. Dwayne, of course, on the production. Urban Legend voiceover, killing it every single week with our intro voiceovers. And, of course, Mickey, the trailer guy. Last season, he made that trailer for us. It's as applicable as ever. It's fantastic. We really appreciate everyone's contributions. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.
See you all next time. Bye-bye.